Alright, welcome to episode 1 of my Survival World series. I really hope you guys enjoy. The world started like any other. Got some wood, made a crafting table, got my wooden pickaxe, and gathered up some stone. And now I will travel for hours on end looking for the best place to build a base, just like every other world. What you're watching right now is 100 times speed of around 40 minutes of me running around until I find something cool. And find something cool I did, because look what I stumbled across while on the plains. If you look to the right, you will see a woodland mansion. I don't know why I didn't freak out that much. Woodland mansions are pretty rare, and I probably should have stopped and at least maybe gone over to look at it a little closer and maybe even get some loot. But now we're back to the 100 times speed adventure, going village to village across all of the biomes I could find. At every village, I stopped to kill the iron golems, and at this village, I even got an iron pickaxe from blacksmith, which is pretty awesome. And now comes another 100 times speed stretch. I ended up killing a lot of mobs across the way, found a lot of cool biomes, especially this big jungle. It's pretty cool, but I didn't find a place I wanted to stay at. Something to note is that I absolutely despise the savanna biome. If I could see the savanna biome from my view at my base, I was not going to live there. However, after all the searching, I found a boat and a little lake. It was pretty interesting, and that's why I stopped the video, because it was actually pretty cool. I ended up getting a buried treasure map, which just so happened to be in the same little lake thing. So I went to go loot it, and the treasure inside was alright, nothing great, but I went back to traveling the oceans and trying to find a good place to build my base. I mean, I'd eventually find it, but not after maybe 4 hours of searching. This was honestly terrible. But I did find it in the end. However, disaster struck right here. I fall into a ravine with nothing to clutch with. However, in my inventory, you'll see a boat and a bed. A boat clutch is way too difficult for me, but I leave the world to make a backup just in case I die. However, first try, I make it. Look, bed, place, set spawn point just in case, and boom. Still alive with all 19 of my levels, and I am in shock. After this clutch, I think I had to go take a poo, that's why there's so many pauses, but this is the last 100 times stretch. Now, we get to the biome where I'm going to put my base. As you can see, there's a cherry biome with some spruce and some other things around here. There's also some mountains, and this is honestly one of my favorite views I've ever seen in a Minecraft world. Like, it is really cool. I gotta show you guys this. So here it is. There's these mountains, and they are just insane. There's a little savanna behind them. I'm about to use my free cam mod just to show you guys what it looks like. Free cam doesn't really do anything. I don't get creative mode. This is just an external, maybe a kind of a spectator mode is the best way to describe it. But as you can see, we saw the mountains, and here we get up to this little area where you can see them from a beautiful view. There's this little snow area, and I really think that this is where I'm going to call home, and I fall in powdered snow. So, little dangerous area, but not crazy. And we are finally to a place where I can put all my craft down. As you can see, I have a crap load of things in my inventory, so I got to get this stuff down and smelt some of my meat, because I have so much of it. So yeah, I'm finally able to get my stuff down. I hear pig die in the powdered snow, but whatever. I have enough raw pork chop anyways. I went to go get some spruce wood because I had actually no wood after the whole adventure, which was kind of weird, but I mean, I didn't really have time to grab any. I just wanted to go adventure and find a place to build. But now it was time to go mine. I got my bread and I got my shield and I was ready to go into the caves. So I found this huge cave entrance right next to where I want to put down my base, and I entered. Well, in the caves, I gathered every single ore except for copper. Sorry, copper lovers, but it is just not for me. I was not going to use it in this base. I got a ton of iron in that other cave, but it ended up being a dead end. And the reason I didn't show me coming to this cave is because I've done so many 100 times time lapses, it's just not worth it. I know that the 100 times time lapses are just super boring. I'm just going to skip around to when I find cool stuff, and right now, I almost just died. That would be pretty bad. I'm going to run around trying to eat, and now I finally get to eat. There's not really a ton of mobs in this cave, but that just shows how detrimental a creeper can be if you're not being careful. Then I finally found my first diamond. This was pretty monumental. You know, first diamonds in the world are always pretty important. But I must be clear, the diamonds enchantment is very misleading because I got 1 diamond. But guarded by the big scary creeper for some more diamonds, I was able to get an upgraded pickaxe, now on to diamonds. Now that I got my diamond pickaxe, I was feeling good. This is the big upgrade in the world, and it was pretty awesome to have. I had to fight this zombie to get the other diamond in my hole, because I forgot it was still in there. But I did get it eventually. While in the cave messing around, I was able to get a skeleton to shoot a creeper and kill it, getting me a music disc. This music disc was Stall by C418. Overall, pretty good music disc, but my favorites are Other Side and I think Pigstep. I think those are the two really good ones. But yeah, let me know in the comments what your favorite music disc is. Next up, I got a vein of 5 diamonds, which felt pretty good, and now on to the next vein. Mojang's gotta remove these 1 veins. I mean, they are just so depressing to find, but thankfully this is a pretty big cave, so I was able to get a bunch of diamonds from it and got this other vein. It was another 1 vein. This is just so sad. 1 vein number 3, and I'm starting to lose hope. This cave is so big, but 3 diamonds and 3 veins? I mean, that's just sad. I was hoping for some luck, but luck I wished for and luck I shall get. But, well, looking at the ancient city, I was shot by a skeleton. Thankfully, I landed the clutch because I'm a parkour pro. Look at me go. And on the first chest I looted, Swift Sneak 3, which is actually normally the last enchantment I ever get on my armor. But this time, it was gonna be the first. And now I meet you in a hole in a cave under some lava.
Shitting.
I was very stupid. Well, I got out of there, thankfully. I just had to wait like 20 minutes for these wardens to despawn. But now I'm mining amethyst for my new base. I'm actually pretty excited. I don't use amethyst a lot, so I got a stack of it here. So the fateful day came where I had to mine 24 obsidian. I needed some portals to be able to build, and I also wanted to make an enchantment table, so I can get my level 30 enchants. So, yeah, I mined 24 obsidian. Now I have time to talk about whatever I want to. So, I need to know. If you're still watching, comment obsidian. I don't know if anybody's actually going to watch this far into the video. But also, let me know about the voiceover formatting. I don't know if I want to stick with it or if I want to talk during the video live. But yeah, now we are moving on to the Speedrunner's Portal. It's not really a speedrun, it's more of a slow runner's portal. Some people who watch my live streams will get that reference, especially Tofu. I love you, Tofu. Also, voice crack. Yeah, not great. But I did end up learning this over the many worlds I created over my live streaming period of like 2 weeks or something. I don't know, but this portal build was actually pretty awesome. So yeah, got in the nether. This is where I exit the cave and end my caving journey. So I got a nether portal and I gotta go to where I want to put my base down, where all my chests and stuff are. So yeah. When I finally got back to my base, I just had to empty my inventory because I had so much stuff in my inventory. A lot of valuables, what it looks like. I ended up with 56 diamonds in the end, which is a crazy haul. But yeah, also 38 books from the ancient city, which is very good for when I have to build my enchantment table. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm pretty happy with this. While digging to make a tunnel to a village through the nether, I died in a 2x1 tunnel. So, that was pretty embarrassing, but it's alright. Yeah, we'll recover. We just lost all my levels. But yeah, I eventually got my stuff back. No big problems. But yeah, we kept mining towards that village in the open world. We ended up getting to the village, but I did have to make a side stop at this Soul Sand Valley to get some bone blocks for bone meal. There did end up being a nether fortress over here, which would be super helpful in the future for getting blaze rods and stuff. So, I got my bone blocks and dipped. I wanted to go back to the village so I could get all the spruce wood I would need for my house. So yeah, I did a lot of spruce wood cutting for my house that I would need. And yeah, it was pretty fun. No problems. It was pretty relaxing. I had some videos on the side. It was either that or I was live streaming. I don't really remember. But yeah, also, to like break up these time lapses, I really gotta get a mod that records. So if anybody has any ideas for like recording mods, I think one is replay mod, but I did end up trying that in another series, which is lost to history. That was an old YouTube channel, but I did end up trying it in another world, and I needed to download something to go with it, and I just didn't know how to do it. So if you guys have any ideas, I know there's another mod called Flashback, but if any of them work, like, let me know in the comments. I use Modrinth, if that means anything, but yeah. So I headed home, and also, look at this transition, pretty cool. Portal straight back to the base, you know, pretty cool. But yeah, while I'm here, I gotta get some birch to go with the house. These are the 2 colors I'm gonna be using a lot of, and yeah. So, to break up all the time lapses and stuff, the next frame will be me with all the birch. It's me with all the birch. Now it's me with the floor build. Yeah, I know, some big breaks, but I really want to stay away from the time lapses. I've just done too many of them this whole video. I mean, I really gotta get those mods installed, guys. And now it's me with the frame build, looking at what I've built on this area, and I decided that I want to repeat this on the 2nd floor. So, we are moving on to the 2nd floor of the build. After that, at the very start of the interior, the enchanting table got set down, just so I could get some basic enchants on some of my stuff, because As you can see, the diamond pickaxe is not in great shape. I gotta get some new stuff, and yeah. I have to go mining for the roof now. This is what I mean by mining. This is super satisfying. Alright, that's enough mining. Now it's time to actually build the roof. So, with the roof, I want to do some arches, like, dormers. I think that's what they're called. The little windows on buildings. I'll put an image on screen right now. But, like, I really wanted to do that on, just about every area. And I actually think that the final result turned out looking pretty good. I also didn't have enough blocks to finish the roof, but I decided to turn the center area into a skylight, and I think it turned out pretty good. Then I started on the middle staircase, but because this watering trader didn't have anything, I had to put him down. Then I did some touch-ups on the roof and how the walls transition into it, and I think it turned out pretty well. I mean, I really like the way the spruce connects to it. Then I did something pretty cool over here with my kitchen. I really like this wall design here, and I repeated it over on this area. Then I got a sink and some furnaces, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. After that, I set up a small storage room, and it actually holds a lot of items, so I probably won't have to add anything onto this, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of it too. It looks awesome. And yeah, I mean, right here, it kind of just stopped to look at the house. I'm pretty proud of, like, my progress here. Like, look at this area. I loved how the nether portal is there with the enchantment table, and yeah, it's awesome. Then I got some sand for glass windows, and then I came over, placed down a jukebox, and a barrel to hold all my music discs. Then I went out to get some more music discs, because I thought it'd be fun, and it wasn't actually too hard. But then, trying to get the third one, this happened. You're probably wondering, what am I going to do in this situation? Well, I decided to just save and quit the world. I mean, took a break, then I came back, up with a plan, switched water bucket, and clutched. Yeah, that was pretty impressive, I can't lie. Then I went to a shipwreck to get some moss for some of the windows that I have here, and I have some windowsills that it'll be good for. So I repeated this moss pattern on all of my windowsills, and yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Then I got the glass and put it on the window frames, and actually, it turned out looking awesome. So I had to put down string on the skylight because if I didn't, then snow piles would collect on that and that would defeat the purpose of the skylight. Then I played around with the free cam and zoom mods to look at my house and it just looks amazing. I'm really proud of this build. Then I made a couch and started moving all my materials into the chest room. Then I also decided to set up a lodestone just in case I ever got lost while I was traveling the world, and I think this is a pretty awesome addition. I also added an item frame with my first wooden pick, and then I just took a minute to adore the view. Look at that. It's a crazy mountain range. This is honestly one of my favorite spots to ever build a base, like, ever. This is a really cool place. Then I started working on a bedroom for me to sleep in, and it also faces the mountain range, which is what I think is really cool. And I went to the nether for some lava, and then this happened. So, I force crashed my game, but this only caused me to lose 64 iron ingots, which isn't that bad. But I actually used more iron to make some iron armor sets that are enchanted, and I feel like these are low-key slept on because iron enchanted armor just looks sick. Like, they're really cool, especially in that glass frame, it looks awesome. Now, using shaders, we can look at this view. This view is insane. The mountains in the background with the shaders is just about the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in Minecraft. If you made it this far, consider subscribing. The chances are that you probably liked the video, so yeah, subscribe. If you did like it, drop a comment, tell me how it was, tell me what I can improve on, but yeah, if you did like it, subscribe, have a good day. Peace.